Family, eh? I do it all for the family. All the riches in this town, they don't mean a lot unless you have the familia. What's the point if nobody knows, appreciates, remembers what you have done? Hey, Roberto, did you show a tidy women in business already?
Roberto, he is going back to his bambinos. What do you think, everybody's in business for 24 hours a day? You know what Roberto said?
Tell the big fella that I'm gonna put a noose around Teddy's family's jewels. I get him what he thinks. I give him a headache, they lost and lost.
I'm telling nobody to get creative and smart. I'm telling Roberto to shoot the daddy. Oh, you gotta do something right, you gotta do it yourself, eh? Sometimes my Mia, she gets a headache and I have to do it myself, eh? But look at that, eh? Mafia women, they are like spaghetti marinara. Good to eat. They warm my blood. My Mia, she make me a step up. Be a man. Don't you just have to dig at the pipes? I gotta lay them too. It's so good to be the boss, eh? Mamma mia. Hey, Mama! What's up for the supper?
Hey!
Mama!
We're coming back into your back to the kitchen. We eat in here. You forget. You're the godfather. You're not supposed to think with this.
I'm hungry!
Stop looking at the full of Madonna. Give me strength, Madonna.
Mama, come on!
Damn it! I was ready. Probably would have done it. Cracked it too if it wasn't for the false start. Now what?
We wait. I was getting tired anyway. On the diving block, off the diving block, having to kill to get on the diving block. It's hard work being on call. You want a marshmallow? They help keep me afloat.
Listen here, you dweeb. I'm a serious contender. I will fertilise. I will actualise. I've been training for the Fallopian Channel since I was a nipper.
The Fallopian Channel, that's too far.
There's a reason it's a swimmer the fastest, and I'm going to be first. I'm going to plant my flag, seed, head, whatever. I'm in. I see it. It's sunshine yellow. I hear it. New age. I taste it. Albumin, omelette. I feel it. Runny. I smell it. Egg gas. All done, and then I can put my feet up, if I had any, and just watch the cells divide. No more work. It's my destiny. What I'm here for. What it's all about.
What, going in for a paddle and getting pushed, shoved, overtaken by your fellow seamen? Then, if you're lucky, getting egg on your face?
Yes! Glory!
Schmory, there's about 500 million of us swimming at each ejaculation.
No, I'm not listening.
Don't you find it all a bit tedious and undignified, this crowded high-density living? Like, do I really matter in the scheme of everything? For instance, who would miss moi?
You know, you need therapy. Maybe you've swallowed way too much fluid during training, or maybe you're not getting enough oxygen to your brain.
Or maybe it's just all this waiting around. Drives me bonkers. I can see this life is doing your head in too. I said me bonkers, not the big fella. Well, thank God he's getting on a bit. He gets it up less, we get to sit down more. You can sit down, or I'll push you in, you can drown. I'll jump on you, and we can both drown. Together. We'll go down together. Too soon?
You know, I don't think I'm going to cope if it doesn't happen. I know there are expectations of me. My name's Torpedo.
People call me Squiggle. You can just call me.
Are you hitting on me?
Are you nuts? I'm a sperm. I've never really thought about that. But now that you mention it, I do sort of like being next to you with your broad shoulders and your big feet. But that is if you had shoulders and feet. I'd be happy swimming behind you. Are you inviting me to dip my toes in the water with you, if I had any?
You're gay, aren't you? Or do you just like Mardi Gras?
What? Frankly, I have no idea. Are you nuts? I'm a sperm. How would I get to Mardi Gras? What the hell? What could I wear?
All I know is that there are a lot of sperm, and they all seem to smile at me.
You know, because you have been so focused on your goals, you haven't really had a good look around, have you? There's no welfare down here. There's mental health problems galore. Every second there's a suicide and homicide by drowning. One of the sperm from my old swim class started swimming around in circles, didn't talk to anyone, used to bang his head on the testy walls constantly, thinking it was an egg. Now he's become a detached head. His tail flushed away in pee. There's no wheelchair for him, he just bobs in the water all day, completely drenched. Wrinkled like a prune, his personality waterlogged, getting thrown about, pushed aside by 500.
I'm sorry. You know, sometimes I feel I just don't want to wait around anymore. You know, I want to be moving on. It's not a very safe or fair world that we live in, is it? I've heard that some of us have been sent to the bladder for disposal, but it's all very hush-hush, and most of us don't want to believe it. You know, when I was an immature jizz baby, another sperm with a gammy shortened tail just disappeared, and nobody said anything. We all just pretended like it was okay. Like we all had no feelings, like they could just do whatever they wanted with us.
You know, I've read that our feelings, thoughts and consciousness are embedded in the cells. We're sort of around forever.
A belief that serves you. But I guess that's better than thinking that it's all just a lottery and that we'll never win a chook in a raffle, let alone an egg. What the fuck? What's the big fella up to now?
Fuck, is he looking at a girly mag?
Oh, no, please, put it down. God, I hope his mother-in-law calls him.
Always when I'm in the middle of a decent conversation.
What now? Oh, surely he hasn't got the hots for his mother-in-law.
Is he looking at his wife's dressmaking mannequin? Or sometimes he gets hot and bothered getting underwear out of the washing basket. He's a case, isn't he?
He's really got to stop taking that Viagra and that horny goatweed. I mean, it would be a waste of my existence and my training. I don't want to end up in some tissue or down a toilet or drain.
We're at the mercy of a madman. Once it happened when he watched soccer. Another time when the doctor was syringing his ears. The guy's more Richard than cranium.
He spent way too much time in saunas and spas. It's affected his thinking.
You know, that's why we always have to hang in the middle of the whack pack. It's safer that way. You're less likely to suffer heat stroke or friction burn when the big fella gets on his exercise bike.
Always like him shorts. Thanks, mate. You know, I know we can sniff out contraception, or whether it's a solo drill on his part. No rendezvous with Eva.
Over. And not out. Seriously trained. SWAT team of sperm.
18.
You know, sometimes sperm like hissy fit heck to get through. He's not been right since the aftermath of the cricket bat slamming into the gonads. He has the IQ and personality of a gallstone or hemorrhoid now. You know, it's a fine balancing act. We have to have just the right amount of testosterone. Or balls. Not too much. And not too little.
No, I still don't understand why there has to be so many sperm and so few eggs. I mean, why do they have to play so hard to get? You know, sometimes I feel I'll be so exhausted after the swim that I won't have enough energy to go over the threshold if I'm the first to the egg. I mean, the egg will just look at me sweating, breathless, dehydrated and say,
You got the beginning, next!
I've never really looked that far ahead. I'm just still trying to figure out living in this moment. I don't want to be so preoccupied with the past or the future that I miss what's happening now.
and sometimes I feel I'm of so little consequence or value. I guess that's why I overcompensate with my "this is my destiny" spiel.
What now?
Hey, we've talked for nearly 10 minutes.
Yes.
And he's kneading dough in the kitchen with the missus.
And I know she wants more kids, and he can afford them. Here you go. I'll act as a decoy and distract the other sperm. I'm a bit sluggish. I was never really a strong swimmer.
You've got to be in it to win it. It's our time. The other sperm are still sleeping. They'll be in a state of shock when they get ejected. The others won't know which way is fallopian or bladder. Put your goggles on, deep breath. You ride piggyback. We're both going.
Right, piggyback. I thought you weren't into that.
I'm not. I just like the idea of having you around. And besides, I think you'd make a great fertilizer of egg. You're not waiting around anymore.
My prince. Oh, now, you do know what the eggs look like, don't you?
Of course, I've seen a million of them during training. And besides, the eggs will be looking out for us.
We're going for gold.
An egg on our faces! You in yet?
Don't talk. Just swim. Faster. Faster.
Twins! A two are for the price of a one. Look at their feet. Bigger feet. They will be bigger men. And best of brothers, look at they already talking to each other. Oh, but I used to do it for the familia. Now I got to stop doing it for the familia. I think next time I will get the raincoat.